Hey folks, my name is Pravus, welcome back to more Surviving Mars, playing with the Cult of Pravus at maximum difficulty, and last video ended really well for us. We did a little bit of sabotage, we do a little bit of spying, we do a little bit of theft against Elon Musk, and I got a lot of polymers, machine parts, and electronics. That was worth many hundreds of millions of dollars and may have just made my life a lot easier. So well done, Trish, whoever you are. In the meantime, with the Martian University now up and a-runnin', we will be able to start getting all the specialists we need for success. Which means our economy is going to continually skyrocket from here on out, and that is such a massive relief, to be honest. Just great. We're not totally out of the woods, though. We're almost done capping out the population of Alpha over here, which means we're going to need to build our third dome soon and mass move all of our science to this area. Now, this is going to get a little bit tricky because if you have these domes hooked up, what I'll want to do is actually migrate all of my amenities, right, over to this dome. And the reason you do that is because people tend to only travel one dome over to get services they don't have locally by their own homes. So if this is the center point, I can cover both domes with one round of, let's say, an infirmary, diner, and a grocer. So that takes care of all these people. But if I don't do that, then I'll have to build this all over here, which takes even more jobs. So we're about to change up our makeup a bit, which is no surprise. I'm also sad to say that we've been doing a fair bit of digging with the mod, trying to figure out how the heck to make everything work with all the problems I listed in the last video. And, yeah, no, we can't figure it out. It seems like it's just this save file straight out is not going to be perfect for me. That's fine. Thanks to the brilliance of Choji, we have ways around it. I can fix it. But if at any point, it seems like for some reason I've got way more money than I'm supposed to, and you can tell that I've missed deletion of some funds, yell at me in the comments section. And if I mess that up, I'll delete 800 million instead of 400 million, okay? That's going to be my incentive to not screw up. I want this to be a challenging run, because if I publish this, right, I want people to be able to look at this, what am I doing? Look at this mod and say, yeah, this is about right. But if anyone can look at this and say, oh, he made it too easy for himself, this isn't representative, then I'm gonna feel bad, all right? So I'm committing. I'm gonna do it right. I'm gonna make sure that I properly handicap myself. And here comes the dust storm. Speaking of handicaps, okay. No, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. I'll be able to get some of these wind turbines and stuff up and running. I probably need to get myself another one over here just so I can keep my power up nice and high. I'm trying to remember how much extra power they get. Is it 3 times the amount of power or something like that during a dust storm? Like, it can really make up for quite a lot. Incoming meteor, where? Right on the dome. Okay, well, that's gonna cost me 5 polymers. Thank you, random events, but that's fine. Just losing a lot of oxygen and stuff, no big deal. Technically, we're just working on terraforming Mars, right? You know, just dropping off all the oxygen. It's gonna be very inefficient, but you know, we should see that atmosphere building up. I don't understand, by the way, why my decal is now on this rocket. It makes no sense. It was all bugged, wouldn't show up, wouldn't update the mod, launch it to Earth and back, nothing happens. Launch it on one planetary anomaly, and all of a sudden it's fixed. Why? It doesn't have to make sense. I would just like for it to make sense, you know? What do we get here? Robotics tech has been discounted. Hooray! This is why we love anomalies. We should also be cognizant of the fact that we're going to start running out of planetary metals that we can extract at some point. Our maintenance and consumption is significantly higher than what we produce, because guess what? We produce none! We could fix that. Get an underground metal source over here, 700 metals, it'll last a bit. For now, I'm just relying entirely on scavenging, but I've had it sneak up on me before, and I'd really like to avoid that. Are there any other planetary anomalies that are worth doing? No, because all the other rivals decided to go ahead and get rid of them for me. Thanks for that. Thank you a lot. Much appreciated. What is our next milestone? 50 Martian-born specialists. Yeah. Right now, we only have 3 out of 50 Martian-born. I've got more specialists than this, but not Martian-born. Eventually, though, the Earthborn are going to be gone. We only started with 12. So we'll get there. Really, all I have to do is just keep building up my population, and then that'll take care of itself. What other milestones could I do? All sponsor goals, scan all sectors, 100 colonists, blah, blah, blah. I don't feel like the AI is going to beat me to any more of these. They might, but I really don't feel like they are. I feel like we've only missed out on 1, which is fine. I'm going to research safe mode, by the way. I do think that it's worth picking up. We're going to have some sanity issues until I get a lot further down the social techs and make my Martian-born extremely hardy. So this is just going to avoid any major breakdowns, anybody leaving their jobs. It's a small thing, but it keeps my economy a little bit more efficient. We could also do the planetary survey, I suppose. 6 new planetary anomalies that no one else knows about? Yeah, it's not a bad idea. Storm's almost here. How do we feel about our life support? We should be full on our air tanks and everything else. Yeah, I feel pretty good. I think we're going to be completely fine. Dust storms, man, once you get basically a huge storage of things like water and oxygen and stuff, and you build up some of these fans, you're fine. There's really not a lot to worry about. I mean, I say that. I'm technically at a power deficit right now. I could turn off a few things if needed. I just also need to fix up this wind turbine. Problem will be solved. There we go. Now we're up to 63. See what I mean? We're fine. And that runs day and night, so I'm not even worried about anything. Good lord, that was close. Uncomfortable. New techs available, Martian patents and the smart home. I never build smart homes. I know they're really good, right? In the sense that sanity goes up, but I just never do. Why would I spend the electronics? Sanity isn't so much of an issue once you just get a lot of really hardy Martian-borns. The Martian patents is mostly nice because, you know, we just get some money, which is helpful, and it's repeatable. I like how many quotes there are from Elon Musk in this game, by the way. Like, there's a lot. There are a lot of Elon Musk quotes in this game, which is interesting now that he's become something of a political figure. But back in the day, I remember when no one thought he was that controversial. You either liked him or you didn't, and that was it. Let's go ahead and build up our next dome, by the way. It is time. I do wish I could pack up the Temple of Pravus and move it to this dome over here. Now that I think about it. Would have been nice to do that because then this could have serviced everybody. But without that, oh well. We could, I suppose, build another Temple of Pravus. It's not insanely expensive. This is a little bit cheaper in some ways. It's mostly just different in its costs than what most people have to pay for with the ARC sponsor. But it's pretty good. School Spire. That would be another option. 6 electronics maintenance, though. Ow! We'll need a school dome at some point. That is going to happen. But that's usually something... Here comes a meteor storm. That is usually something I do by the time that I get myself to, let's say, a medium dome. And I start migrating my population, and I can afford to start specializing a bit more. Fuel explosion, huh? Good thing it was this tiny little thing of fuel instead of this giant thing of fuel. What do you mean I'm low on water? I'm not low on water, I'm fine. I got plenty of water. There's nothing. Why are you lying to me? Why are you trying to scare me, game? Don't do that to me. It's unfair. It's uncouth. Untoward, even. I don't know. Next round of graduates should be finishing up pretty soon here in the university. There we go. Looks like we got ourselves more engineers. It should automatically read all of this. And the thing is, you can change training at any point, and it doesn't really matter. But it should automatically be trying to meet all of these in particular needs. Now the game's acting like I don't have any water or oxygen. Why are you guys trying to scare me? We're fine. There's a reason I've got giant medium tanks. We're fine. Honestly, the bigger problem is that I just need to get this stupid dome built up, right? Gotta get that built up, otherwise we're gonna have some population issues, and I'd really like to avoid the rebel yell. By the way, I am aware that we have some seniors in our colony. Normally, at this point, what I might consider doing is building up a certain dome out in the middle of nowhere. We'll call it the Bengal Fields. And then send my seniors here to die. Or better yet, turn them into Soylent Green. But, you know, we don't have that tech. That said, I don't know. It'd be interesting to try not to do that this time around. It's a deliberate handicap if I do. But instead of actively killing all of our elderly, we could let them live. I will consider that. I have not sold one way or the other quite yet. Oh, crap. We got a problematic Moxie. All right, this thing apparently has shut itself down. We could start working immediately, but will require more often maintenance, or cannot work for 24 hours. All right, we're gonna go ahead and do that. Technically, I could start using it again now. I think we might have enough air to last me for 1 soul. So we're just gonna let it do its thing for a little bit, and then hopefully we're fine. By the way, where are the meteors? Way up over here again. Okay, that's, again, totally fine. Nothing to worry about. And a cold wave is now on the way. Okay, so apparently we've hit that stage of the game where we're going to start having cascading natural disasters. Small problem. We'll be fine, I'm sure, but it's a small problem for sure. Why do I have a scientist working in the electronics factory? Someone make it make sense. It can't be done. It doesn't make sense. Please finish this dome, by the way. There we go, because now we're at 15 and 15 in both. I really can't afford to have any more population. We could turn off births, But we're this close to just finishing it. That's got to be good enough. Okay, that's now set up. Let's get ourselves another passage. And this concrete deposit is almost gone, by the way. We're going to need to do another round of work with this one. That's fine, though. We've already got the range with our drones, so this is kind of easily done. Not an immediate high priority. We've got 200 concrete already, but more would be good. Oh, sector down over here is worth a lot. 28 metals and 8 polymers? Don't mind if I do. Let's grab them. Oh, we need to repair this subsurface heater immediately, by the way. This is always a very high priority. If I ever turn this thing on, we need it. I just realized there's a problem here having this dome. I don't have what I need for a subsurface heater over here already. I've got a few hours. We're going to actually turn off births for a brief moment here. And I am going to basically just sit on 15 population each to prevent any renegades from spawning. And then we're just going to have to sit through the cold wave, and then we can open up this dome. Until then, no thank you. This thing is operational, so heat-wise, we should be fine in both of our other domes. No big deal. 6 souls again. Ow, dude. They're lasting forever. What is this, by the way? Oh, I think one of my founders died. Do not go gentle into that good night. Yep, we lost one of the founders from old age. So nothing really went wrong, okay? It's just, you know, people get old and they die. It's sort of what happens. To be fair, we have been on Mars for 61 souls at this point. Oh, by the way, let's make sure we get rid of our money. Haha, almost screwed that one up. But yeah, I mean, like, this is supposed to be representative of basically 1 year, right? 1 full revolution around the sun. The Mars year, too. It's probably even longer. So I think the fact that this guy, you know, arrived at, like, soul, what is it, 14, 15 or something like that and lasted that long, he lived to a ripe old age. It's not bad. Also, it solves my overpopulation problems, so we're good. What bothers me is that we probably wasted an education on that elderly person. That would have been a mistake. Yeah, and this concrete deposit is now done. We'll go ahead and salvage that. There's something terrifying about a ice dust devil, by the way. I don't know about you guys. Thanks for this. No, thank you. That was great. That was beautiful. Thank you so much. Yeah, I don't know. They just look a little bit scarier to me, somehow. You know? Like a phantom in the winter. Another eulogy for an everyday hero. Okay.
To one of our finest.
So what do you mean? Okay, it says every time a colonist dies from non-natural death. That scared me for a minute. I'm like, did someone actually just die a non-natural death? No, we're fine. Okay, cool. So that's just, you know, more of the founders dying off. I don't know why everyone's getting so teary-eyed, okay? This was a very predictable thing in life. New techs unlocked. We found a lot of them, actually. Hold on, some of these are pretty good. The atomic accumulator for a bigger battery. I do like that. Better security officers and medics is kind of one of the most optional of the bunch, in my opinion. I feel like officers and medics are a very situational thing. Medium domes. Good. I like having those. Better comfort in all domes. That would be useful for more birth. Don't really care about the growth stimulators right now. Don't really care about trains for obvious reasons. And then larger depots are nice, but just I don't have to have them. And now that we're back down to 14 population per dome, I don't really feel any incentive to go ahead and start building this out yet. Which we should rename. All right, back to my random draw. Who wins today? It's gonna be Mac. Welcome aboard, Mac. I haven't done anything with your dome and it looks filthy right now, like an unclean fish tank. But I'll get to it, I promise. Hey, safe mode is done. Good. Since we have a lot of natural disasters, that's gonna pay off. Starting to run into an issue where my population is now decreasing faster than it's increasing. It won't stay that way forever. We'll get there, but yeah, now we're hitting the first contraction in our population. Again, a very predictable thing. Happens every single game. We're positive that Mac is going to end up being a research dome, right? The question is, do I go ahead and start migrating research labs and stuff over here early? Or do I hold off until I can get down the social tree and find the Hawking Institute, which is the obviously much larger, much more effective way to research? I kind of would like to do that, but, I mean, you have to have science in order to get that far, right? So, we'll probably end up building at least a couple of temporary labs in this area. What is the average comfort rating right now, anyway? 79? Not bad. 70 over here? Yeah, pretty good. I mean, I'm trying to remember what number it is you have to have in order to get a replacement growth rate. I think it was around 65. It's been a while since I've worried about that. If I'm right, though, around 65-ish, yeah, I mean, we're above that, so we should have a slightly higher than replacement birth rate. I am a little concerned that I'm still not seeing any births. To be fair, I probably wouldn't want to give birth during a cold wave either, but it's been a few souls at this point. Huh. Yeah, we have no children left. That's not a good sign, actually. Trying to look at this and see what's really hurting us. The lack of gambling and gaming? I'll live with that. Service building full in the dining hall. No one's working here. That's part of the problem. Okay. Well, we have maybe too many specialists, not enough population to continue working the other key jobs, and that's going to make it harder for us to continue having babies, and therefore, we may want to actually slow down how many people are working on their education over here, which I know feels weird and the opposite of what we want to do, but at some point, we're going to start having overqualified people working everything. I'm going to go ahead and try to rearrange things a little bit so that somebody is working a diner at every shift. Maybe we don't need this many people working at the grocer. This is not ideal, but I'd rather have something working here, because dining is a very consistent need. Can we be done with this cold wave yet, by the way? I'm getting really tired of this garbage. Hey, vey, there we go. Thank you. Thaw, planet, thaw! Are we really in danger from anything else right now? I mean, our electronics should be beating our maintenance costs. Same with machine parts, though not by as much as I would have expected, actually. Do we not have enough workers over here in the machine factory? We do. It's just not as many as I would have thought. Polymers should be okay. Doing fine on all of our life support. Metals, again, concrete, again, they're on borrowed time, so this is kind of the big thing that's going to put urgency on us. Food, we're doing fine. Rare metals, we actually could send a bunch to Earth right now, and we make a chunk of money. Look at all the money. Yeah, it really just comes down to the birth rate, which we did have a child again. So, okay, we're back up to 14 and 14. I guess I just kind of expected we'd be doing a little bit better on this than we currently are. Well, let's go ahead and turn on the Mac Dome. And I am going to start moving things like research over here. I know it's expensive, but we've got some electronics already. What is this, by the way? Water chip. A terminal softly beeps indicating the water chip for one of our domes has failed. Oh, great. So, we have to order a new one, or we can manufacture our own and waste some water, huh? Chance to fail. It'll take 6 souls to manufacture. I don't know that I have 6 souls worth of water. We might. I think we might. Worst come to worse, what we can do is just go ahead and start extracting some of the underground water, which up to this point I have been ignoring. So I guess that would be fine. Let's just sort of pay attention to that. It's only -4 water right now. I mean, we're technically, yeah, we are draining a bit. How much do I have? Got a pretty decent amount, but I don't know if this is actually enough for 6 souls. I don't think it is. Yeah, I don't think that it is. Okay, fair enough. Let's go ahead and get some water extraction going. It's not what I really wanted to do, but it's fine. And this means that I'm now breaking even on our water production. Okay, we're just totally fine. Nothing to worry about at all. Is there anything I could buy from Earth at this point that would make a big difference, aside from some outsourcing? Because to be fair, we're still struggling here. I think that getting the dome bioscaping early would be helpful. The extra comfort would fix my immediate bottleneck. I'm just debating whether it's worth spending some of the money. Because I don't currently need any materials. We can afford to spend some cash boosting up our science a bit. That's a 50% boost. All right, so now we're going to finish this tech in only 2 souls in 12 hours. So 2.5 souls. Instead of, waiting for 5. I think that's fine. The faster we do this, the better. We do technically now have somebody living in Mac. So it's happened. And I've changed my mind about waiting on this research lab over here. It's just going to take too long. Screw it. Destroy this. New text discovered. Arcology and the plasma cutters. Arcology, not useful. Very high level spire for like residences and stuff. It's okay. It's pretty comfortable. Plasma cutters for the rare metals extractor, that's good. But at 13,000 science, we just can't afford to go that far down the tech tree. Like right now, I'd say this is kind of my cutoff, which is not great, but until we get more population, nothing that high level is worth waiting like 20, 30 souls to get. I mean, we're only getting 135 research out of this one shift over here. By the way, that's Trish. Hey, Trish, you saved the colony. You're great. No, but for really though, yeah, like, I don't know. That's not that much from a scientist. I guess I kind of expected my specialists to be a little bit better than that. I didn't accidentally nerf my specialists, did I? Did I? I don't know. Maybe they're not as good as they're supposed to. Maybe I actually made them like 70% worse instead of like 20% better. Uh-oh. I have no proof of that. I will have to prove it in my own time, I suppose. But now I am a little concerned. Look, anyone who thought I knew what I was doing is going to be very sadly disappointed, okay? Modding is tough. There's dome bioscaping. Okay, so we should see that the comfort rating is going to go up by a bit. I don't know if it's 5 or 10. It might be about that. Yes, by the way, I know. Time to delete some funding. It's fine. I'm gonna actually turn off the Martian University for a bit. I just think we have to. We're not working enough of the jobs that are going to keep people happy. I've got to get things at the grocers and stuff up and running. Sure, the comfort rating is going to go up, right? We're up to 79 here in Quebi, which is good. Alpha needs a little bit of work, and that's fine. 71 up here in Mac, though we don't have enough population here to make any babies anyway. They're only babies themselves! So yeah, that's gonna be a thing. Okay, no, it's fine. Who's even worried? It's fine. I just need that population rate to go up a little bit more, okay? We're still just hovering around 28 colonists. That's just not good enough. New planetary anomalies discovered. Anything that makes a difference. Research progress with an engineer. Yeah, that's fine. Blah, blah, blah. Medic, a breakthrough. I do want that. RC Commander, research progress. Let's do this first. This is fine. I'm happy to spend my fuel in order to basically just get stuff, all right? More research and everything else. I mean, heck, if we spend our research, we can unlock planetary survey, and then we can unlock even more planetary anomalies. Yeah, there we go. 3,500. Done. So now we're going to start making progress toward greenhousing. I do think it is possible for us to do that now. Ooh, gene adaptation. Yeah, these are the new crops. 7,000 science is steep right now, though. Yeah, let's go ahead and start working toward getting some greenhouses. It does take a very, very, very long time, I am aware, to actually do any of the terraforming, which is why, if we start on this early, I feel like we're going to be in a slightly better position. And besides, the more you terraform, usually the easier the natural disasters get. There's some exception. Once you get a certain amount of atmosphere and temperature and stuff, you're going to be getting toxic rain, and that makes your life a little bit harder, but we can handle that. Just going to refuel the rockets, and then we will see what our new options are going to be. Breakthroughs should still be a pretty high priority, but I'll happily take more research progress. What do we got? New technologies. Unknown with the botanist. The zone. I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one at all. Breakthrough with geologists. Only 4 colonists for a little bit. Yeah. Research progress. I don't have any officers. We got the medic, of course. And new technologies and resources. The resources can actually end up being pretty nice too, by the way. You can get a pretty good amount of stuff. I'm willing to send 4 colonists and a geologist temporarily in order to go for a breakthrough, sure. I also just realized we never did name our rocket. Should we rename our rocket? Yeah, I'll wait for it to get back. Also, I just realized we need 4 geologists, not just 4 colonists with 1 geologist. All right, cancel this, actually. I'm not training 7 medics right now. There's just no freaking way. Come on. I think I have 5 engineers, though. We could just go for more science. Sure. There we go. That'll work. 2,000 science. Not as much as I was hoping for, but, you know, still saves me several souls. And how's my comfort rating doing now? Still only at 67 over here. Huh. 84 up in Quebi, though, so this is actually doing pretty good. This is more what I would have expected my average to be. Part of it is that I don't think everyone gets to go to the Temple of Pravus, but most people do. It's just something about Alpha, for whatever reason, is, irritating people. Huh. I wonder why. Oh, we said we're gonna rename the rocket. It's Gimli. Hello, Gimli. For those who don't know, because you've been really out of touch, Gimli is my corgi. Yes, I have a corgi, and he's adorable, and we love him very much. Anyway, Gimli, go forth and fetch, I guess, some resources and stuff. Yes, I'm burning through quite a lot of fuel right now. I'm just trying to find anything that helps speed up my game a little bit. Since I'm waiting on the gosh dang births. Why won't people just go have babies? Come on, it's fun. Not the raising the babies part. That is sometimes fun. Okay, not always. But y'all know what I mean. 31 rare metals. Okay. I mean, I would have taken almost anything else, to be honest, but except for food. But yeah, that's fine. I guess in that case, I don't mind just loading this thing up with a bunch of rare metals, and we'll just go ahead and send it to Earth. I know that the price of rare metals is terrible right now, all right? For me, it's only 20 million per unit. That's atrocious. If we held on to it and hoarded it like a dragon, we could get to this deep scan of 30 sectors, and we could boost it up to 30, and that's really great. But that's going to be a long time from now. So I don't think it's worth waiting. I'm impatient, and I need money. Well, need. I don't necessarily need the money, but I want the money. Who wouldn't? And speaking of money, if you have spare money, have you considered buying the Pravus desk mat? Again, only lasts until January 1st. It's absolutely gorgeous, and I'd like for as many people to pick up this wonderful merchandise before it is out of stock. Link in the description down below, don't forget. Seriously, guys, the desk mats are amazing. Go get them. I know a lot of people have been buying them already, and that's awesome to see, and I'd love to see this go all over the place. It's a freaking amazing desk mat. I cannot recommend it enough. And that's not just because I personally profit. That just happens to be a wonderful side effect. Oh, thank God, something interesting. 2 new anomalies. All right, let's go get them. How are we doing on our electronics production? Still not good enough. If I could just get more population on this, this'd be great. I really, really want to get a school set up. I really do. I think that'd be great. It's a little expensive to do that right now. What I could do and hit every place is build a school spire in the center. Or I could place down some schools in this dome over in Mac, and I'll have to move all of the children over here. That is an option. It's probably the cheaper option, to be honest. Yeah, let's just do it. So filter by traits over here, and what you do is say by age group, children are a high priority. No seniors, ever. I need some people to work some of these jobs as I build them out, but children should prioritize going here. And if I have to micromanage all the children myself, I will do that, but for now we seem to be okay. This gets tedious at some points when you start filtering by all the filters because of one of the game rules we have, which is the limited walking, or whatever it's called, restricted walking, something like that. At some point, people refuse to travel very far. Like, they really will not go to, like, 2 domes away for anything. You'll have to start building trains to get people around, and that's real annoying. What do we find over here? Resilient architecture. Very good technology. It's gonna take me way too long to get. And mineral applications. No one cares! And we also found signs of native life. What? Okay, amazing. Well, I have no benefit from applicants, so we're gonna take $500 million in funding. Yes. And here cometh the cold wave. Pravus giveth and Pravus taketh away. No, it's fine. With all that extra money, I'm just gonna go ahead and do a large outsource. Let's just do it. That's a lot of extra science. Go! Unfortunately, I do need to build another one of those stupid subsurface heaters over here. We can make it relatively small, though. It just needs to protect this one building. The smaller it is, the less power I have to pump into it. That's my reasoning. New tech, dust repulsion. This one I do like. Solar panels are cleaning themselves from the dust, which basically eliminates the need to use metals to maintain them. Very, very solid tech to have. Really helps your metals stretch a lot farther, because this ends up being one of the biggest drains on your metal supply. Oh, the schools are done. We want to train what? Well, religious is certainly a requirement here. Compose is okay, nerd is okay. I don't really care that much about this, though. Enthusiast would make some sense, and then once we are done researching this next round of interplanetary learning, we can start training people with workaholism. Ah yes, truly, become more like Pravus. Work way too freaking long, all the time. Also, who's got hypothermia and why? No, but in seriousness, for some of you guys who are relatively new to the channel, did you guys know that this is actually not my full-time job doing YouTube? I know, they said don't quit your day job, and I took that personal. Yeah, no, I actually am, I do work a full-time job on top of all of this as an engineer. So this does mean that I work 2 jobs, for all intents and purposes. I am working consistently anywhere from 60 to 80 hours a week, and I've been doing that for the last 12-somewhat years, which is why the workaholism joke becomes somewhat funny and hits a little bit close to home, because, that is very much real for me. That is exactly my existence. I'm not saying it's a good existence, okay? I understand that it's a problem, but it's paid off beautifully in a lot of ways, so I just sort of keep going with it. There's my rare metals, by the way, from Earth. Another $600 million. Cool. What could I buy that might make a difference? Anything? More RC Explorers! Keep the science rolling! I mean, maybe. Honestly, maybe more fuel refineries and stuff? I don't know, $280 million feels like a lot for that, though. Yeah, honestly, far better just to buy the machine parts if that's what I want. Moisture vaporators, I'm unable to get on my own, though. So, I could get another one of these. And honestly, with another moisture vaporator with the scrubbers, 2 of these would produce 3 water, which would be enough to fuel 3 fuel refineries, so I have enough fuel to get some greenhouse gases going. Yeah, I think that's what I'm leaning toward. I would like to get a bunch of probes, but I don't think it's worth the money. I mean, it could be. The anomalies would be great, but I'm gonna make do with what I got. I don't even want to buy any of the dang drones. $42 million is insane. I know the prices go up as time goes on, but ow, dude. Screw it. Let's buy one more RC Explorer. $560 million now? Screw it. Yeah, let's just get it now before it gets any worse. I'm just gonna go ahead and take advantage of that extra bit of science. Let's just lock that in. Also, holy crap, why do I not have enough power anymore? What has happened? Unironically, I would like to know what is taking up all of my power. I know the subsurface heaters are taking up a lot, but I was nowhere near this bad earlier. What happened? Maybe the water extractor is making this worse? Fuel off, moisture evaporator off. Okay, we're down to minus 41 now. I don't have enough power to last through the night the way things are right now. Well, I guess a couple more of these wind turbines wouldn't be the worst idea. And by a couple, I mean a lot. I don't even know if I can build these fast enough. We're in serious danger here all of a sudden. Yep, out of power over here in Mac. The children are literally freezing to death. Out of power in Alpha as well. And power's back online. Jeez, dude. Let's get a spare battery pack. Part of the problem is we're not storing enough energy. And also, the more things we create, the more power draw there is on the system. You need to have more accumulators in order to actually supply enough power, enough voltage, so to speak, across the entire system. They can only discharge so quickly. That's kind of the problem. Still sitting at only 27 pops, by the way. I mean, I see that we've got 3 children now, and the seniors are starting to die off. So the birth rate is getting there, but still not good enough. Yes, by the way, I know, I'll delete the money. I know that one of you guys is sitting there, a little keyboard warrior that you are, watching. It's like, it's only one, you haven't deleted the money. You leave a nasty little comment or something like that, I don't know. You're probably fine about it, but the point is, I'm working on it, all right? Fair enough. I'm gonna go ahead and start building out my greenhouse gas factories. Screw it. Let's go ahead and get started on this dang thing. I'm gonna build 2 of them. This might be a little excessive, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Here we go. The greenhouse gas factories are up and are running. And we are pumping in that CO2. Let's go ahead and start burning up the planet. Interplanetary learning is done, and go to the schools. Forget being a nerd, be a workaholic. You know how they say, work smarter, not harder? That's a lie. Work harder. Gimli has returned. Let's go ahead and drop you off here. Found an anomaly. What do we find? Science. Sweet. Thank you, meteors. And with another RC Explorer, that bumps up my science now to a passive 500. We're not spending a penny to get 500 here. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and unpin a couple of these things. We got too many explorers now. And a meteor shower's on the way next, because of course. It's fine, we went for a very long period of time without any natural disasters, like 10 souls or something like that. So I guess it's only fair that we're gonna get more now. End of an age. Is that the last of the founders? It is. Okay. Jesse Lincoln had a dream to see humanity united, conquering the stars in the name of Pravus. And he's dead now. All right, we got nothing but Martian-borns from here on out. Got a bunch more techs here. STEM reconstruction's a great one to have. The reason being, this one should make it so that our people are going to reach seniority later on in life. And in this game, what they mean by senior is not necessarily like they hit retirement age. It means they're now so old and infirm they can't do anything for you. So delaying that means you get more value out of a single colonist. It's a very, very useful tech. It's just very expensive is the problem. I'm uncomfortable, by the way, where this meteor storm is. It's a little bit close. If it drifts up a bit, I'll be in trouble. Huh. We're not scanning fast enough, I've decided. We need a lot more anomalies. So tell you what, we're gonna go ahead and place down a bunch more scanning towers. Why? Well, one, I manufacture my own electronics, so we actually can afford to do that right now. Oh, freaking dust storm's on the way. But this is gonna let me just go ahead and discover things a lot faster. All right, we just doubled our scanning rate or something like that. More anomalies means that I will be able to start getting more breakthroughs, more research, more whatever. I need to kick things into gear here because we're still sitting at 27 pops after all of this. It's amazing because I started this video saying, hey, we're gonna hit our exponential curve. But we're just sitting there, staring at the exponential curve and refusing to make any moves. Case in point, here's 2 new anomalies, a breakthrough and more research speed. Exactly what I wanted for Christmas. And speaking of Christmas, don't you know my desk mats would make a great Christmas present? I'm sorry. You're gonna be hearing a fair bit of this, guys. I'm excited, okay? It's not just like it's a product to sell. Like, I don't do merch. I don't. So it's genuinely exciting to me when I actually get to sell something that I think is really freaking cool. There's the Hawking Institute, by the way. That'd be nice to have. 15 electronics is a bit steep. Water conservation would also be quite nice. I'm concerned that we're still not producing anywhere near enough machine parts. My maintenance just keeps going up. Which, like, yeah, obviously, when I have things like fuel refineries and stuff, yes, my costs are going to go up, but my population should have been catching up at this point so I could keep training more engineers, and we would have been fine. But it's not doing that, which is weird. Breakthrough, gene selection. Hold on, that one's good, right? Doubles the chance that they will have or will gain a rare trait. Good for getting things like, let's say, genius. But that's... I don't have enough birth rate to say that that's really worth it. I've also got dust repulsion tech. So now my solar panels will scrub themselves. Good. Okay, so that's going to reduce my metal maintenance cost by a ton. Biggest problem is that we are now draining water very fast during a dust storm. I don't have enough, I think. Do we have enough oxygen? I hope we do. Oh, frick me. This subsurface heater's been on this whole time. Have they both been on this whole time? Oh, God. Well, no wonder I've been having issues with water lately. This is why I hate cold waves, all right? These things should automatically turn themselves off. If you are not actively needing to heat the area up, you should not be paying the water cost or the power cost. That's how it should be. But no, that makes too much sense. Way too much sense. You know something I also forgot to do? Oh my God, I'm an idiot. It's been a long time since I played the game, okay? It has been a very, very long time since I played the game. Don't farms give me freaking comfort? Pretty sure they do. You don't need anyone necessarily working the farm. But by merely having it, Alpha's comfort rating would have gone up a bit. Yeah, I feel like we're not going to get enough oxygen here, by the way. Uh-oh. Having the farm present, even if you're not having anyone working it, does reduce your consumption by 0.3, which is good, but that's obviously not enough. 0.7, 0.7, this will be 0.7 as well. What else is draining my oxygen? No, that's it. So we'll go down to 2.1 oxygen demand just simply by having people were demanding oxygen. Yeah, I didn't have enough stored. You remember that whole, like, hold your breath contest we had talked about before? Remember how fun that was? I think we might be bringing that one back, because we are not quite halfway through the dust storm, and we've now used up half of our oxygen. I think we're still gonna survive. People can suffocate for a while before they die, but obviously you should not be pressing your luck on this. This is a very big mistake on my end. Very big mistake. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. We've definitely reached that point where I should have just had more. I kind of have gone through so many of these storms with only 27 people that I kind of figured, well, we're fine. I mean, like, who's really worried about it? Like, we've had enough oxygen for 27, but apparently going up toward 31 was enough to be a problem. This was a full tank, by the way, by the time this thing hit. Either that or it's a longer dust storm than we've had before and I wasn't paying attention. That's also possible. I don't think that's the case, but it could be. Yep, there goes all my oxygen. All right, everybody, hold your breath. You got to make it for 1 hour. Actually, that was shockingly close. You know, as far as miscalculations go, I'm going to say that that's, you know, I can't be blamed. All right, I'm going to say it was a huge blunder. Maybe it wasn't. I was slightly off, but I was within a margin of error in my estimates, okay? So we're just going to pretend that everything was totally fine there. Nothing to see. Bigger issue is being completely out of machine parts again. Like, I know my maintenance costs are high, but oh my God, it's too high. Population has skyrocketed up to 35 now, by the way. It's not just because I placed down the farms, but that certainly has helped. For some reason, the comfort continues to suck. But I'm going to go with that's purely because of the suffocation. If I can just get to 3D machining, I'll be able to start producing my parts at a much better efficiency. And that will probably be enough to finish stabilizing most of my economy. I mean, my polymers and stuff hasn't been great yet as we kind of keep cycling through engineers who are getting too old and training new people, but still, we're getting there. A couple more of these things. Martian-born resilience as well as strength are both here. So this means no sanity issues from out-of-dome jobs or from disasters if we get this. That's good. Again, too expensive to be useful right now. I do think very soon it will be time for us to start working toward some medium domes, at which point we're going to reorganize everything. One big medium dome here in the center branched off to everything. Then we end up having specialist domes. I think that'll end up being best. We will have Rebel Yell to worry about at that point, which is going to suck, but it's okay. There's the 3D printing. Okay, so now we are going to salvage this small machine parts factory, and we are going to replace it with a much bigger factory. Now, normally I'd actually rather place that, let's say, over here and make this into a much more specialized district. Move the education over here, for example, and such, but for now, it just is what it is. I'm not gonna overthink it too much. The big advantage here, though, is I can have some extra shifts going, and I don't mind applying an amplify onto this now, because this is my longer-term solution. And we can already see just from 2 workers, we're now jumping up to 3.8 machine parts, now 5.6. Okay. Make that 7.9. Boom. All right. With the population finally growing the way it's supposed to, slowly but surely, and with now hopefully enough machine parts to actually keep everything a-running, we're looking pretty good. So the best things I can do right now are going to be medium domes and STEM reconstruction. Get more value out of those seniors so that they can produce more. Get a medium dome so I can start specializing these a little bit better. Technically speaking, I would argue the STEM reconstruction is more important, but I'm also looking at this and thinking, I really can only afford to get a bit more population before I'm going to need to build a 4th dome. And if I'm building a 4th dome, I don't want to build another one of these basic domes. Because it's going to take me a while to research this thing, right? 13 more souls? And I'm hoping by the time we get toward 13 souls, I'll be a lot closer to having, like, 42-ish colonists. And just after Soul 100, we're now finished with this round of concrete as well. And we're definitely in the positive across the board for everything. Okay, let's not get too complacent, though. Very easy to run out of things like concrete and metals unexpectedly. We still haven't tapped this deposit, so we're doing okay. Let's just make sure we're not going to run out of anything else that's important. It doesn't look like it. All right, I feel pretty decent about ourselves right now. 2 more anomalies, thank you. And this comes at a good time because I've now filled up 2 of my domes, only 1 left. So that extra anomaly should kickstart this. I think I will have this done probably in the next 2.5-ish souls, which should be enough time to go ahead and construct the medium dome. All right, that's how we're going to kick off next video. Thank you all very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. If so, I would ask you hit that like button, leave a comment, subscribe, hit that notify bell, and I will see you guys next time.